Growing into maturity grants the gift of hindsight, allowing patterns leading to regret or fulfillment to emerge in stark clarity over time's relentless march. For men navigating adulthood's winding path, key inflection points centering relationships, purpose, health, and personal growth often hinge upon lessons left unlearned until later years. However, embracing wisdom proactively need not depend solely on a backward glance. The following insights aim to crystallize common pitfalls men would benefit from grappling with earlier rather than through painful retrospect alone. Before we get into the video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you're new. Now let's begin. Relationships require compromise and effort. Too often, men enter relationships with the expectation that things will be easy, their needs will be intuitively met, and they can cruise on autopilot. However, meaningful connections require compromise, selflessness, and consistent effort from both parties. When you commit to a partner, recognize that you both must make sacrifices and meet halfway if the relationship will last. Put in the work to truly understand your partner's needs, communicate openly about challenges, and collaborate to find solutions. Dedicate time for thoughtful dialogues where you can express vulnerabilities, air grievances calmly, and align on shared goals. Relationships only thrive when no one dominates the space and everyone feels heard and valued. If you give your partner understanding and compassion, it will likely be reciprocated. Looks errant, everything character matters more. In youth, putting too much stock in superficial qualities like impressive looks or cool personas is easy. However, focusing too narrowly on these external traits can damage self-confidence and relationships. True confidence springs from inward qualities like empathy, integrity, curiosity about others, and emotional intelligence. Do the inner work to develop patience, kindness, honesty, generosity, and the ability to listen. Reaping the rewards of positive character traits shows much more fulfillment than coasting on superficial qualities ever could. Judge others on the content of their character as well. Money doesn't guarantee happiness or fulfillment. It's easy to subscribe to the notion that crossing a certain income threshold or achieving major career milestones will translate to lifelong happiness and fulfillment. However, prioritizing finances and status above all else often backfires, resulting in neglect of relationships, health, passions, and purpose. True joy and meaning spring from deep social connections, growth-oriented work, activities that tap creativity, loving generously, and living according to your values. The best version of success also allows you to nurture these soul-enriching parts of life. Time with loved ones is precious. Make it a priority. When immersed in building careers and independence, viewing time with family and close friends as an afterthought or an optional extra is easy. You may take for granted that loved ones will always be there. However, as life progresses, the preciousness of time together becomes piercingly apparent. Adverse health events, moves, new jobs, or unforeseen losses can swiftly upend relationships or alter dynamics permanently. Please don't wait for an emergency to show your nearest and dearest that they are your rock-solid priority. Carve out sincere moments for them. Frequently put down devices and be fully emotionally present. Taking care of your health now saves pain later. When youth, spellman's vitality, and self-healing feel abundant, putting off check-ups, ignoring injuries, and abandoning positive lifestyle habits can seem harmless. Why bother tracking numbers or sweating routines when immortality feels assured? However, the illusion of invincibility vanishes as early warnings get eclipsed by escalating issues. Protect your future by adopting simple preventative strategies early. Maintain healthy diet standards, stay active consistently, keep up with appointments, and listen to your body's signals through aches or exhaustion. Getting discipline ingrained sooner makes sustaining positive momentum easier as responsibilities or physical limitations multiply later. Listening is just as important as speaking. Men often default to trying to dominate conversations, influence opinions, or solve issues rather than listening attentively. However, much wisdom comes from yielding some airtime to absorb someone else's words versus barreling toward your next point. Cultivate the discipline to pause before responding, ask thoughtful follow-up questions, and avoid interjecting judgments until you comprehend different views. Recognize listening fully ushers as much value as speaking does. Kindness and empathy go a long way. Adopting a harsh, critical mindset to expose flaws can seem practical or even validating initially when striving to advance personally or professionally. However, people eventually tire of abrasive interactions over time. They are consistently kind, compassionate, and understanding toward people you encounter, which seeds incredible positive growth in communities while nourishing your soul. Look earnestly for the humanity in every person rather than dismissing those seemingly less accomplished or brusquely shutting down views not aligning with yours. Lift others through small acts of encouraging support when possible. Helping lighten someone else's emotional load often lightens your own in tandem. Admitting mistakes allows growth. Owning up when you're wrong expedites learning, whereas denying errors breeds stagnation. However, for many men, acknowledging fallibility feels uncomfortably emasculating. Letting shame or bruised egos eclipse honesty prohibits the reflection indispensable for wisdom. Suppressing less flattering truths about past actions strains relationships as long as trust deteriorates without accountability. Combat reflexive self-protection when facing difficult realizations. Leaning into growth requires surrendering the illusion of control. Patience and thoughtfulness bring deeper connections. When disagreements with partners or friends arise, men react hastily, letting ego-fueled defensiveness rule responses instead of thoughtful presence. However, yielding to hot-tempered impulses typically engenders more damage. Cultivating patience even amidst turbulence allows space for light, not just heat. Instead of firing quick reactions, give the benefit of the doubt and space for reflection until you're centered enough for constructive dialogue. Even if the issues feel too raw to process initially, over time, with care, truthful listening, and earnest effort, understanding each other's experiences can lead to revelation and reconciliation. True purpose comes from within, not external validation. Men are conditioned to measure worth by external benchmarks like titles, wealth accumulation, praise won, or ranks climbed. However, no volume of outward accolades can fulfill you when your inward purpose stays hollow. Lasting validation springs from the mindful investigation of motivations underneath your choices, not applauses or trophies collected. What personal values, not status markers or others' metrics, guide your decision-making? What passions touch your spirit and spark joy and meaning? Exploring these soul-searching questions anchors you during inevitable storms of criticism or failure. While external feedback occasionally offers limited directional help, sustaining emotional security demands building an inner compass and relying on outside input.